So, our assignment that we had to do was to address a problem that we had with someone close to us in our lives. I chose my wife, actually, who I have had several relationship issues over the course of the past few months that we have been married and trying to get adjusted to each other. For example, my wife came home from work earlier this week, and while I was watching TV, we were talking for a bit, and then she turned away from me, and I noticed that she seemed to be upset, or as we like to say, a bit grumpy. I knew most likely it was one of three things. One, she was upset because I was watching TV, and I was not giving her her undivided attention that she wanted me to give her. Two, it could be that something had happened to her at work, or she had a stressful drive home, and so she was just having a bad day. Or it was a combination of both of these things, which is usually the case. This is a problem that occurs fairly regularly in my life, but also in most relationships in general. Relationships are complicated, and trying to communicate with each other the issues that we have doesn't always come naturally. In this instance, my wife could be upset for any number of reasons, but as her significant other, it's my job to try and figure out what those reasons are and fix them, if possible. My wife is 24. I've known her for about 4 years, and we've been married for about a month and a half at this point. We're still getting used to living with each other, and that comes with a lot of problems and issues that we've had to learn how to work through and communicate to each other our needs and any issues that we're having with each other. She's also pregnant, so I've had to be very delicate and precise with the words and wording of the issues when I bring them up. So, in this instance, I asked her, "Hey, I can tell something is wrong. Do you need me to turn off the TV, or do you need to talk about your day?" When I asked her that, she sighed a big, heavy sigh, and I knew I was in for a long conversation. It turns out she did have a rough day at work, and someone had cut her off on the drive home. It was a big double whammy day. When I asked her this, she seemed to be relieved that I'd asked her, and grateful that I had noticed the change in her behavior. And after talking through it all, she seemed to feel better. Making a relationship work is hard, and adjusting to a new life together is even harder. But being able to notice the little things and differences in your partner as you go about your daily life is part of building a relationship. And figuring out when they need to talk and what they need to talk about is probably the simplest but one of the most important parts of making a relationship work. Cool.